Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sirs.
Kasturi Panda.
Yes, sir.
Please say something about yourself.
I'm Kasturi Panda, born and brought up in the state of Odisha in Bhubaneswar. I completed my BTech in Computer Science Engineering in 2019 from NIT Rourkela. Post that, after approximately working 3.5 years in the private sector, I have now joined the Odisha Administrative Service and continuing my attempts in UPSC as well.
Why people are moving from private services to the government services?
So, choice of career is a personal decision, and there are motives to come into the public services is that we get an opportunity to work with a large number of people at all stages, such that we can work for the vulnerable sections as well as we get the opportunity to interact with much senior people and learn from their experience as well.
And there are many opportunities in NGOs, politics, which gives you to interact with larger canvas of the larger number of people. So why only services?
Yes, sir. I believe that the civil services by default provide a rational authority that the person gets to work towards the society and in turn also gain the respect and the humility and blessings of the population.
So you expect some respect from the public. How will you try to gain it?
So I believe respect is a two-way road. If I am able to respect them and provide them the help they require by ensuring that the standard of living and their opportunities get better with time, only then it is reciprocated by them as respect towards me.
You are working as a DM in one of the coastal districts in Odisha. You
Yes,
have
sir.
got a cyclone warning for the impending cyclone. What will you do? First, for few steps which you will take.
The cyclone warning comes approximately within 24 to 48 hours before. We have much less time. Hence, taking forward the state's legacy that we have to ensure 100% of the coastal population who are vulnerable towards the cyclone have to be evacuated in as much less time as possible. That Odisha has already reduced to 24 hours.
Carry on, don't elaborate.
Yes, sir. Then
Yes, after evacuation what?
they have to be shifted to cyclone safe centers.
Yes, you have cyclone shelters for that.
So that is the short-term solution we have, and in the medium term and long term, we have to ensure that the
So in the short term, these two steps.
evacuation and safety, sir.
Anything else?
So providing them with food and water and medicine facilities
Okay,
in the 48 hours of cyclone.
okay.
Post that, we can take up the damage repair activities like electricity or supply chain constants that will occur with the disaster.
So you will not stack up those electricity poles and wires, etc. at the different locations so that immediately after the cyclone is over, you start your recovery work.
Yes, sir, but that has to be done at least after 24 hours so that the cyclone warning has gone up completely, because that is a disaster of water, and taking up electricity repair works immediately may also lead to harmful crisis with the repairman.
You can take recovery work without switching on the electricity supply.
Definitely, sir. We can do that.
And you will not do anything for the road clearances.
Yes, sir. I meant to say that that will be done only after we have completed the safety work.
Okay. What is gender gap index?
So, gender gap index is a index prepared by the World Economic Forum to assess the differences along gender between the male and female population with respect to health, participation in politics, their economic participation.
Where does India stand in that?
So, I am unable to recall the exact rank, but India does not perform fairly on that.
India does not perform well in that. Is climate change real?
So, climate change is an ongoing
Yes
phenomenon.
or no?
Yes, sir.
It is real.
Yes, sir.
There is a group of people who are sitting in a room, they are saying it's not real. How will you convince them in 1 minute?
Climate change is a phenomena that has been historically ongoing.
You are addressing them.
Okay. Should I start with
There is no need for those good morning or good evening. You start with what is that you make sure that this is a real phenomenon.
Climate change is a historical phenomena that has been undergoing in civilizations uncounted. Like what happened in Harappan civilization could be...
We are talking of the present situation.
Yes, sir. The present climate change that is occurring is of higher magnitude than what has occurred before. The limitations that scholars have today is about that climate change always occurs and hence it is ongoing process in the years forward. But today, the scope of climate change that is occurring, we are talking about limiting the temperatures to 1.5 degrees Celsius from pre-industrial levels. The temperature that took around 100 years to go on up to 1 degree Celsius higher, that gap has been reduced to around 10 to 20 years for more of 1 degree Celsius higher. Hence, I believe climate change is real.
Cyclone problem for Odisha.
Yes, sir.
What is the latest technology to detect a cyclone for advanced information?
So there's a early warning system available which tracks by GPS location the exact pressure and speed with which cyclone travels mid-sea, and based on that we can expect the speed that it will hit at the coast.
So GPS technology and what type of sensor? There is some special sensor also now are being used. Any idea?
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay, leave it. See, this computer science is doing magic these days. It is it has changed the situations in every field.
Yes, sir.
But why there is no Nobel Prize in computer science?
So Nobel Prize was first invented at a time when computer have not began. The use of computer did not begin marginally well.
So you feel it could not have been added?
Sir, I believe we can obviously start.
No, but there is some substitute to Nobel Prize. What type of award is a substitute for Nobel Prize for computer science?
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay, leave it. This image cryptography, very important thing these days. Image cryptography. Can you tell me what is the application of this image cryptography?
So cryptography is a process where we encode data.
Yes, how it is related to the image cryptography?
While transferring an image from a source to sink, if we are able to encode the image into based on the pixel value, and so that any medium in between the data path does not get to encrypted, then that will be an application.
If I ask you, tell me 3 major challenges with computer technology and IT technology. 3. Just give me a second. 1, 2, 3 as priority wise.
Based on priority, first one is the problem of privacy.
Privacy, you will think is the first one?
So that caters to a large amount of population.
What is the next?
Next is the security concern at both national and international level. So third is
that is again data.
Yes, sir.
So it is the same.
Yes, sir. Technology uses data. And
but why technology becomes obsolete so frequently? Will it be the very important one of the challenges?
Yes, sir.
No boundary line?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You were discussing about the coastal areas. What is coastal regulatory zone?
So coastal regulation zone divides the coastal part where it touches the sea into 4 zones based on the level of risk that it has from disasters as well as human activities.
So what are the factors? Which cares are taken in the coastal regulated zone?
So based on the population staying in that zone, secondly to protect the vegetation and flora and fauna. So this I can remember.
Last question, you tell me why Odisha has so slow industrialization?
So Odisha is a mineral rich state and the activities mostly concentrate on primary source of economy based on mining and quarrying. But the secondary sector of manufacturing has not yet developed and hence it is...
So what you advise?
So I advise is industries maybe set up in Odisha as well.
Which industry you will like?
So there is the presence of steel industry and
Okay,
expanding
okay.
its capacity.
You are a district magistrate in an area where there is some communal tension and a riot has broken down. Now what your action shall be? How you will control the riot or communal tension?
Sir, if communal tension has occurred, a riot has already occurred, or there is a possibility?
No, it has already occurring.
So in that case, when riots have started occurring, there is risk of loss of life and property. As DM of that area, it is my responsibility to ensure that casualty goes down as much as possible, and hence
What you shall be do? You just tell me the steps that you will take.
deployment of forces is essential to stop the riots immediately. And so in the medium term, we have to contact the local leaders of both the groups who are fighting and to address their demands.
What else?
So this is what I can think of.
Only two things you will do. And allow all those who are injured or dead, they should be taken care by the community. Who
No,
will
sir.
take care of them?
Yes, sir. When deployment of forces occur, we ensure that least casualty
You have
occurs
to tell
at the
everything,
same
each
time.
and every step that you will take. You have to dissect all the minor things.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me, you were into fashion designing. People adopt some of the fashions are not adopted by them. Why do you think Gandhi's fashion has not been adopted? Neither his dress sense, nor his way of living, nor his daily behavior, personal behavior. It has never been adopted by people. Why? Though we worship him.
Yes, sir. So Gandhi's living was very simple.
No, that I know. You tell me why it has not been adopted. You are a fashion designer.
Sir, I'll say fashion grows with time. Gandhi's fashion was applicable in his time.
Nobody
where people-
adopted then also. Nehruji liked the rose on his pocket. Who adopted his fashion? None. Was it not a fashion statement?
Yes, sir, it was.
Then
So fashion is a personal choice, and people take it up as based on their expectations, income level, and their requirements based on the climate.
does it mean that the poor of India who live without clothes, who don't have proper way earnings, they adopt the Gandhi's fashion?
So if we talk about the exact textile he uses, poor people do use the khadi and the way he
What
wraps
is
the
khadi?
clothes. So khadi is a natural fiber that was popularized during Gandhi.
From where? What is the source of this natural fiber?
Sir, it's made from mostly the eastern side in West Bengal. It has been popularized from coir.
It is from choir. Khadi is from choir.
I'm sorry, sir, I won't be able to.
You are wearing a tat sari. Is it tat or is it something else?
So this is a linen sari.
Linen. Okay. So what is this? What type of yarn has been used here? What is the source of yarn?
Sir, I'll have to read on that.
So what kind of fashion designer you are? Okay, tell me, what are the legal issues in Zumba?
Sir, in India?
Worldwide. It is not an Indian dance.
So Zumba as a physical activity, I do not.
No, legal issues. Legal issues in Zumba.
So the use of based on the use of music or the type of steps that are done may be socially unacceptable and could be some legal issues there.
You are not aware of.
I'm not aware, sir.
Okay.
Sociologically speaking, crime against women in Orissa, what is the state as per NCRB record?
As per NCRB record, crime against women, sir, I cannot recall the number, but it is less than the north and western values.
So, what measures can you suggest for improving the condition of women in Orissa?
So, improving state of women in Orissa will require that all ages of women population are empowered. Firstly, education to the girl child. and encouraging the family to send a girl child to school, ensuring the retention rate goes up, they do not drop school midway. Secondly, so empowerment of the working age women, ensuring that they join the labor force by through encouraging them to SHGs, the Mission Shakti scheme that is going on in Odisha, and also increasing their participation in service sector after they are educated, is where real empowerment occurs.
Unorganized sector, what is the role in Indian economy?
So, unorganized sector employs more than 80 to 90% population in India, and it's
Almost 95%.
yes, sir. And its contribution to GDP is also more than 50-60%. A problem in the unorganized sector is beyond the high contribution to GDP also, we are not able to exactly get the value they add to the economy. And hence, organization in this industry is essential to see the growth rate.
What measures have been taken in the budget for unorganized sector?
For unorganized sector in Labour Ministry, the Shram portal to regularize and come into view the data that we have about the unorganized sector.
You were working in Tata Trust and now you are working in Healthcare Private Limited? Where are you working now?
Sir, I have left both of them and now I have joined the Odisha Administrative Service.
Which one?
The Odisha Administrative Service.
Okay,
State.
Odisha Administrative.
Yes.
Okay. Disaster management, I was asking you,
Yes, sir.
what causes the disaster in Uttarakhand? Any idea? Climate change and what are the reasons for these problems in Uttarakhand? Joshimath split.
Yes, sir. So, multiple reasons can be seen in that. The landslide and land level receding in Uttarakhand is due to the anthropogenic activities that happen, is the unscientific construction of houses, resorts, increasing the tourism industry, and the hydropower projects that increase the ecological pressure there, which leads to these disasters.
And international, what news item grabs your attention?
So currently, today only I read in the newspaper that some spy vehicles have been attacked by USA, which they have criticized. Maybe China could be a reason for that.
Spy balloon was shot.
Yes, sir.
That is what you were
Yes,
saying. Why China is spying on US?
Not particularly US, but China has shown the behavior of traditionally also before they tend to get data of other countries to, it's based on the aggressive behavior of China to control and get benefit from the data of other countries for expansion and other purposes.
Last question on budget again.
Yes.
CapEx, what is the amount provided in the new budget as capital expenditure by the finance minister?
Amount?
What is the figure?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm unable to recall the amount.
Why capital expenditure is important?
So, capital expenditure is important for India's growth story in Atmanirbhar Bharat, as Finance Minister said, and it is also being given as grants and loans to the states for the next 50 years to increase the capital assets of the government that will ultimately lead to higher production, higher employment and higher economic activities.
What is the Indian economy size now?
Sir, I can exactly, I cannot tell the number, but we are heading towards around $3 billion economy.
Trillion or billion?
Sorry, sir, trillion.
Okay.
All the best.
All the best. Thank you.